Hey everyone, it's Tommy from the Goalie Crease Network, and today we are going to take a look at the brand new Infinity Goalie sticks. So, let's get started. Now, Infinity Goalie is a brand new hockey stick company. However, that shouldn't deter you because they use a very traditional style and a very traditional construction. So this one right here is called the Stratosphere, and this is about their mid-level stick. They also have an advanced stick, like I said before, that's called the Exosphere. Now this one is your traditional foam core. And by traditional foam core, I mean, obviously, has a foam core in it, but on each side is graphite reinforcements. So you can't see it here because there's a little bit of paint over it, but it has those typical stripes that you would see down it on the front and the back. Now in the Stratosphere, it only has it on the front, and that provides a little more whip when you are, obviously shooting the puck forward. So that one's going to give you a little more whip, but this one is going to give you added durability. So that's what you're really looking for with a mid-level stick, because obviously if you're paying, X amount of dollars, you don't want to be breaking these things all the time. So what I would say is that durability-wise, and you can see here, it's taken, quite a few hits here to the paddle, and it's actually taken a few to the shaft here too, and there is not a single dent. These are all just puck marks, so I'm sure that I could actually probably get rid of these if I just put a little elbow grease into them. And then right here you can see that there is absolutely no wear so far here, and this is after a few months worth of use. Now I know you guys haven't seen these on the videos because I use these usually in some mid-level practices and some scrimmages, stuff like that, so you haven't seen them in any games because this is a much larger shaft than I'm used to, or a much longer shaft and a much longer paddle than I'm used to. I did cut down the shaft a little bit, but not all the way to my usual specs. Now, one of the really cool parts about Infinity Goalie is they have a ton of options if you want to customize your stick. So typically you're going to order them in a 6-pack. You can also order them in a 3-pack according to their website, but most often you're going to order a 6-pack. And you can't change things like the curve. They actually come in 2 curves, so one's a mid-curve and one is a heel curve, so that's pretty typical. And the toe also cannot be changed. However, what can be changed, and what I think most goalies are going to like the most, is the colors. And they have a wide range of colors, and they actually have a lot of in-stock colors of really interesting schemes that you don't usually see. So you're going to have to check those out on the website because I'm sure that their stock changes daily. Now, one of the things I really liked about this stick, not only the durability, but like I said before, the flex. So in my opinion, if you wanted to compare this stick with anything, it's probably pretty similar to a Sherwood 9950. And that one's one of the more popular brands out there. And I know I've reviewed some sticks in the past that also feel very similar to that. So what I mean by that is it's an extremely durable stick, a little on the weighty side, but you're going to get that in a mid-level stick. And even in their advanced stick, the Exosphere, because it does have the carbon reinforcement over the blade, little added durability there, it is going to be a little bit heavier too. But overall, it's an extremely well-balanced stick. So, as I always do, I want to show you guys what the bounce of this stick is. Now, granted, I of course have cut down that shaft a little bit. And let's see here. See if I can go ahead and bounce it. So you can see it's a little bit lower than you've probably seen on a lot of the sticks before. A lot of them tend to be bounced right about here, and this one's bounced a little bit lower. What I find that actually does here is it gives you a little more control over the blade. If it's up here, then you tend to be balanced, you're bouncing your shaft along with your blade, but here you don't really feel a very in-heavy blade. So you might feel a little more weight in the paddle section, but as far as the blade goes, and as far as stick handling goes or passing, it's going to be a little bit lighter. Now, another thing I really like about the Infinity Goalie sticks is not only the different color combinations that you can do, but also that it has a reduced design in the paddle section. So for those of us who like to match all of our gear, and let's say, for example, if you're wearing a set of CCM and you may want CCM sticks, but let's say if you don't like what the CCM looks like, or if that branding looks a little bit different, this obviously has much different branding. So this is Infinity Goalie, so of course you have the Infinity symbol right here, and then you have 2 little styles right here, so it would match really well to like a Vaughn set, stuff like that. and especially if you are ordering these custom, you can get the different custom colors, and the custom colors for the logos come in a wider set than your base color, which you can also choose online. Now, as far as the back of the stick goes, you can see here, there's a little design right here, but that's really about it. So it's not very design heavy, and even in the shaft area, you can see some Infinity Goalie website. You can see some Infinity Goalie stuff right here, but overall, it's a pretty base design. So especially if you're looking for a more traditional stick, or if you go with the traditional styling in the paddle or in the shaft color, then this one's going to be a very good one to match with your traditional set. Now, like I said before, this one is the Stratosphere, and they have another one called the Exosphere, and that one is their advanced foam core. Now, their advanced foam core I don't have right here because it's with a buddy right now who's been using it, and he's been giving me his feedback. And his feedback is that it is an extremely whippy stick that is really good. So even though it tends to be a little less stiff than this one because it doesn't have the graphite reinforcements on both sides of the paddle, it's only on the front side of the paddle, it gives it that extra whip whenever you're shooting the puck. So I really like that. Another thing too is that it has those graphite reinforcements along the blade, so it's going to be a stiffer blade, so all of your whip is going to come from the paddle and not from the blade. So what I'll do is I'll put the Infinity Goalie website in the description below, and that way you guys can check out their website and the different color combinations and different customizations they have. So if you have any questions whatsoever about this stick or the Exosphere stick, I'll be happy to field those online. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe, and good luck. I'll see you out on the ice.